guys, this is your perimeter haircut. As soon as we are done today, I will upload it to Google Classroom so that you will be able to see this to go back and re-watch. You can fast forward, you can pause it, you can retake notes. If anything is confusing for you, please stop me and ask me. This perimeter haircut is going to be done on your Sam mannequin. Sam is the one you did the 0 degree haircut on. If you did not do the 0 degree haircut, you cannot do the perimeter cut yet, as it builds on the 0 degree, okay? When you are doing perimeter, who can tell me what perimeter means? Around. Very good, very good. So it's going to be around your hairline. Now, you are going to take a small section of hair to do your perimeter. What you are going to need for this haircut is a standard comb. You have to make sure you're using the correct tools, okay? I see a lot of you using the rat tail combs that look like this. They have the end here for your hair cutting and for your parting. You are to use a standard comb. Proper tools help, okay? Again, you are going to need a cape and a Sanex. So a cape and a Sanex strip. You're going to need your shear kit. Make sure you are using the blue handled shears, not the all silver ones, okay? The blue handled are for mannequins. You want to make sure that you have a spray bottle that has water in it. You can take your mannequin and wash it if you would like to prior to doing this, or you can just make sure that it is completely saturated from scalp to ends. What happens if you cut hair that is partly dry and partly wet?
It's uneven.
It's uneven. How much does your hair stretch when it's wet?
50%.
Up to 50%. You are correct. So if I have something that is dry here and something that is wet behind it, what's going to happen to that cut? You're going to get a step, or it's going to be very uneven, and when it dries, you're going to see that difference. So it's really, really important to make sure that your partings are straight, that you have the hair completely saturated from scalp to ends. I'm very particular with partings during a haircut. If your part is diagonal like this, your haircut is going to follow that. So you really need to make sure you take your time and you part correctly. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
When is this due?
This will be due for Kiski. It will be due on Thursday. And for Burl, it will be due on Thursday by the end of the class day. So you'll have all day when you come in. Okay? Now, I'm going to part her hair out, and I'm going to show you how this should be parted. Always make sure that you're protecting your client's face when you are wetting their hair down. If you are spraying their hair at your chair. If you shampoo, make sure you wrap it in a towel and you're being safe with all the water so that it doesn't drip on the floor and nobody slips and falls. Safety is extremely important. Your perimeter haircut, if you follow along, I did give you a handout. This perimeter haircut, I also wrote everything that you would need, but your haircut as well, a perimeter haircut, Emma said that it is your outer perimeter. So it is the outlining part of the hair, okay? So you can fill that in if you'd like, or you can put it on your demo sheet, whatever you want to do. And let them know in the demo. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to pull out my perimeter. So I'm just taking the perimeter out.
She said to call Miss Dillon in the main office when we're done.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. You want to make sure that you are using your clips for control, because if you don't have control of the hair, what's going to happen to that haircut?
It's gonna be all wonky.
It's going to be wonky. Yep, it's going to be messed up. It's really, really important that you take the time to properly do your services. You want to make sure that you are following along the lines. It's almost like you're using your standard comb to draw that outline of the hair. So you're drawing the perimeter on your mannequin. You want to make sure when you lift the hair up, it is the same width. You don't want to have a 1/4 inch amount of hair here and then 2 inches on this side. You want to make sure it's the same amount of hair. So you're just going to carve that hair out, making sure you have a nice clean parting. Clean partings are essential for cutting and doing other services. You want to take that time to make sure that you're doing it correctly. It's really easy to do the plus sign part. Can anybody tell me what that is? What's your plus sign? What's it look like? You have the 2 in the front and the 2 in the back, right? That gives you control of the hair. You clip that hair out of the way. You would use, I would say 4 to 6 in case you drop something. You want to make sure that all of your partings are even and that hair out is even as well. You can always go back and add hair to your clip if it's not even. Thank you. I'll show you too. This is what it'll look like when you have it clipped out of the way. This side's clipped. Do you see how all that hair is hanging out? So it's the whole perimeter, okay? The nice thing is your back is already cut from the 0 degree. Once you do your sides, you will connect the front to the back, so you won't need to cut your back any longer. The back's already done.
Can I have
You
your
won't need to
attention,
cut it
please?
like,
The Culinary Student Cafe is open at this time. The Culinary Student Cafe is open at this time.
the more control you have over the hair, the better you can see your guide. This guide is a stationary guide. It is not a traveling guide. Stationary means it does not move. This is also a 0 degree elevation cut. What does 0 degree mean?
No elevation.
What did you say?
No elevation.
No elevation. You're not lifting it up at all. What happens if I lift it up?
It doesn't. It's not a 0 degree.
It goes into a different haircut. It's no longer a 0 degree. So I'm making sure that the hair is nice and saturated. Okay, the very first thing you need to do is establish a guide. What does establishing guide mean? I'm going to talk to my client and I'm going to ask her a few questions. Do you want to pull this hair up? If you want to pull it up, then I know that I have to keep my front piece, my guide, long enough to when I pull it back, it will reach a ponytail. Okay, if they don't care about having their sides pulled back, you can make your guide a little shorter. When you are doing this guide, you are going to take a section from each side, okay? You're gonna take a section from each side and combine it like we did in the back for the 0 degree. So you're going in the front and you have a nice even part on both sides. So I have hair from the left and hair from the right. I'm going straight down. I'm using her chin as my guide, okay? You wanna make sure that you don't take too big of a section. We've discussed she doesn't care if her hair gets pulled back. So I have this guide, can you guys see? I have this guide right here. I'm using her chin as my guide. Okay? Bye girls, tomorrow morning we'll do this with you guys and with Kiski B. As soon as Burl comes in or as soon as you guys come in, we'll start in the morning. Okay, have a good day. So I'm going to take it. Remember, the hair that I'm holding in my hand is the hand that my comb goes in, okay? So I'm making sure that I comb it nice and even. I put my comb in my hands and I cut palm to palm. I make my first guide. This is establishing your guide. Everything is gonna go to this piece now. If you girls can't see, you can come over and sit here so you girls can see. Okay? Do you see my guide? Can you guys see it? Aiden, can you guys see? You guys can see the guide? Just wait. It's okay. Now what you're gonna do is you're going to make sure you put it in the center part. And this is gonna become what you use for your guide to connect it to the back. This is also face framing. How many of you have seen face framing? Why do you all look so panicked right now? It's not scary, I promise.
But you just cut so much off.
I did cut a little bit off, but it's okay. It's okay, I promise.
I do this time. Lindsay, you got this.
So now I'm gonna take it, and this is where you guys need to really pay attention. If you guys wanna come over here, because this is like the big part. Yeah, there's a couple seats on this side, that way you guys can see. Okay, so I'm gonna start on either my left side or my right side. Okay? Are you okay? Huh? I can't hear you. Yes. So I'm taking a section using my guide. I'm taking my guide in this hand. I'm starting on this side, okay? So everything is gonna go from here. I'm gonna bring it down the way the hair goes, and you're going to follow it and use your chin as your guide. Your chin is your guide. So everything is gonna come over. You're gonna turn your hands and you're gonna cut down on this side. So you're gonna cut down. Your other side, we're gonna cut up, okay? So when you take it, the hair is down and you're gonna cut down. Do you see how you have that small angle right here? Do you see how it's not straight? Do you see how it's not straight up and down? It's not scary, I promise. You'll be fine. Okay?
I'm really throwing you under the bus right now, bro. I'll start this.
Okay. So now I'm gonna make sure the hair is completely saturated because it's a mannequin and it does dry pretty quickly. And you wanna make sure everything's nice and saturated because you don't wanna lose that, okay? I'm taking my next section and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna bring it over. Do you see my guide right here? Does everybody see where my guide is? This is what I'm going to use and I'm going to cut down. We are not cutting past our second knuckle. Okay, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna cut. If I get to my second knuckle, I'm gonna drop it and I'm gonna go back in and pick up again so that I don't cut past my second knuckle. I'm gonna come down again where the hair is. Do you see how the hair grows straight out of the head? I'm following that as a 0 degree and I'm bringing it down. I'm not lifting the hair at all. And I'm taking and I'm cutting to the end. Can you guys see the curved angle of the hair?
Yeah.
Do you see?
Are you cutting what's down?
You guys will cut what's down.
Okay.
Once you are finished, now you're gonna bring it here and you have your back of your hair. And you see how you need to connect this. So again, you're gonna bring this around and you're gonna walk it over using the chin as your guide. You can use your comb if you need to, and you're gonna cut. And that's gonna connect the whole way. So you won't have a step. Now, I am gonna do something crazy on this side to show you what'll happen, okay? If I'm not using this as my chin and I go in and I cut, okay? I didn't angle properly. This is how, when you see people with those layers in the front, how they have a step and they don't blend. This is what happens. It's your hand position, your body position, and your elevation. You have to make sure that you have proper body mechanics so that that doesn't happen. Do you see the big step now? So what you can do is ease that through to blend it out.
Good job, Miss G.
However, you don't want to have that step. If this happens, sometimes it is blendable, other times you just have to go shorter because it's not blendable. You always want to make sure that you are bringing it to that chin as your reference. Do you remember when we did roller sets and we used the eyes? We used the center of the eyebrow as a reference point. We used the tip of the nose as a reference point. This is our reference point now to get the face framing. Once this part is done, you'll just come straight back and make sure that it blends. I have one little piece. So then you're gonna take it, you're gonna comb it forward, and you're gonna make sure that everything's there and all my pieces are there. There's nothing left. So this side is done. You're going to do the same thing on the opposite side, except now you're gonna come down. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what I mean. You wanna make sure you're protecting the client's face when you spray. You don't wanna spray them in the face. You're gonna use your guide. Again, here's your guide. You can comb this out of the way so that you don't worry about that and you know you're just working on this side, okay? Remember, the more you control the hair, the better result you're going to have. So I'm combing it straight down. Now this side, I'm coming this way. Do you see how I'm using my chin? It is parallel to my fingers, okay? Your arm is going to be up. It's almost like a 90 degree. You are going to be up. You're gonna take it, you find your guide, and you cut, okay? Do you see how I have it parallel?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna come back down. Can you girls see? Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Are you sure? You're looking through the camera? That's smart. I didn't even think about that. So then again, do you see my guide? Can you guys see where my guide is?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go up and I'm cutting. I did not cut past my second knuckle.
So we cut up on that side.
You're gonna cut up and down. Now, if you're right-handed, you're gonna cut up on this side, down on the other, okay? Then you're gonna bring it through. I'm gonna bring it to the back. Remember, I have to incorporate my back. So I need to bring my back in and I see my point, I see my guide, and I cut, okay? I need to cut past my second knuckle, so I'm going to recomb, grab my tension, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't need to cut anything, and if I do, I just cut, okay? So this, do you guys see how you have that angle here? And it goes the whole way down, okay? That is your face frame. You can always make it, some people like it to where it starts right at the chin and goes the whole way down. Some people like it longer, or they just like a subtle. You can do a subtle one too. Now, once this perimeter is done and we check it, you are then going to drop the rest of your hair because remember, you did a 0 degree. So it is completely even the whole way around. You might have some hair, you should, if you did your 0 degree correctly, you should have some hair that when you bring it down, you are going to need to trim. It should be very, very small amount.
So you should get that infinity spray bottle.
It does kind of do that a little bit, but this one's better than the other spray bottles we had.
Yeah.
So the nice thing is when you bring this hair down, again, you are going to follow your guide and make sure that you bring it to the front. If you cannot see your guide, do not cut. An easy way to check is I lift that hair up, and can everybody see my guide underneath here?
Yeah.
That's what you cut.
Okay.
That's your guide. The only way that you will mess it up because you comb the hair straight down. The only way you're gonna mess it up is if you do not follow your guide, okay? So do you see? And then I'm gonna come back around. I'm gonna pull it down. I see my guide. I'm cutting to my guide. My second knuckle's here, so I'm going to regroup, recomb, retension, reposition, and cut. Okay, so I'm combing the hair down directly where it comes from. You're gonna comb it forward. You're gonna follow your guide, and you're gonna cut. And now you have your whole side done. And it should have an angle. If you've done it correctly, you have an angle, okay? You should be able to hold your comb and see it go the whole way from start to finish. When you guys are done, you will do a round brush with a large round brush, and you're going to brush it towards the face so that you can see your face frame, okay?
So that would be cut in style.
That will be a cut in style.
Okay.
But do you notice that I did not have to take anything back here and it connected? That's one of the things you want to do. That's why we do the 0 degree cut first, and then we come out and do the perimeter. Now, one thing that you guys have to watch for is making sure you don't angle straight in. What will happen if you do that? What did I show you guys?
It'll feel the stuff.
You'll have a step, very good. Again, you're gonna do the same thing on this side. You're gonna make sure, it is so important to make sure you follow your guide. If you don't see your guide, don't cut. You're gonna move this out of the way so that you don't have anything to worry about. You can clip it if you feel more comfortable clipping it, because that will give you extra control. And then you're just going to follow your guide. This way you're gonna take it, again, you're gonna come underneath, lift that hair up. Can everybody see my guide underneath there? If this is lifted, my guide is poking out. That's where I cut. Making sure I'm parallel, and I'm gonna cut up.
Wait.
Okay? That way all of the hair is going to match. It's really important to make sure you're bringing that body position, that arm is up. You're utilizing all your ergonomics that you've learned to keep your core engaged and your arm up so that you're not slouching, you're not moving. Your body position needs to be where you're bringing that hair to, and you need to use your reference.
Can I go get a drink?
So then you're going to check again, and then you'll just cut up, and that should connect to the back. And it does. Okay, does anybody have any questions pertaining to this haircut? Does anybody understand what we were talking about? Okay, and then what you can do to check is you can comb it forward. And you're gonna check your hair to make sure you're even on both sides. Okay, now this piece right here is not even because I chunked it. So that piece doesn't count. I wanna check everything else because I purposely chunked it to show you what it would look like if you put a step in the hair. So, but that's everything. You guys good? Any questions? Okay, have fun doing your perimeter.